She was a fearless investigative influencer, willing to dig into anything. So when someone offered to pay her to investigate the disappearance of Russian Flight 370, she was intrigued. The strange thing was, the plane had vanished back in 1998. Yet 24 years later, one of its passengers allegedly called his daughter Lily. He claimed he had just landed safely and told her to have 180 rubles ready for a taxi fare. Casey thought it was a joke. She knew that the plane had disappeared from radar just 24 minutes into its flight without any sign of a crash. The fate of the crew and passengers had been a mystery ever since. But James, on the other end, was offering a huge sum of money. The call's number had been verified. It came from a payphone at an abandoned airport. Casey wasn't planning to take the case until James suddenly pulled out a sheet of paper that changed her mind. It was a passenger list from Flight 370. Even stranger, it had been handwritten by Casey's own mother. That made it even more baffling. Her mother had been institutionalized for schizophrenia for years, and the list had only been released 9 days ago. How could she have known the names ahead of time? Casey pretended not to agree right away, snapping a photo of the number before leaving quickly. But once home, her curiosity got the better of her. She stayed up all night, digging through records, finally falling asleep at dawn. When she woke, she went to the hospital, where her mother was scribbling and sketching nonstop. Reluctantly, Casey pulled out the passenger list, only to see that her mother's drawings were actually airplane symbols. With no answers in sight, she took the sketches and left. Outside, Casey called James, telling him she'd need to assemble a team of experts for the investigation. Her first stop was visiting Lily, the woman who had received the call from her father. Lily said she believed it was him because nobody used landlines anymore, and she could never forget his voice. He had even mentioned a stash of candy in the sideboard drawer, but then loud static cut the call short. On her way home, Casey got an astonishing update from James. Soon after, Casey and Danny boarded his helicopter. What they saw next left them stunned. Flight 370, perfectly intact, sitting in a valley. Up close, it was even more unsettling. The plane looked brand new, as if it had just rolled out of the factory.